Hey, what's up, everyone? It's Monday, April 12th. We just put in on the Roanoke River in Plymouth, North Carolina. We're about 2 miles from the mouth of the Roanoke into the Albemarle Sound. And the plan is to cross over the Sound at Swan Bay. That's about a 5-mile stretch. And then we'll head 25-30 miles up the Chowan River. I rented out another camping platform from the Roanoke River partners. So we got some excellent weather for this trip. Can't really ask for better weather than this. And it'll be a good opportunity to get more familiarized with the boat. It still is in pieces, but the more, I haven't spent too much time on it, but the more time I'm spending on it, the idea I had in my head changes with every time I go out on it. There might be 5 hours on the motor, and so 5 hours on the boat. I did try to get out a couple weeks ago, but just couldn't find a camping spot, and I made a quick 90-second video of that. But so I'm getting different plans for how I want this to turn out, and every time you come up with a new plan, you got to figure out, comes with its own, each plan comes with its own problem. So in any event, it's getting there. It's mechanically functioning, and that's all I really need. So yeah, let's get going. About halfway up the Chowan, and I figured I'd pull over and take a look at how much gas I've burned through. I average about 10 miles a gallon, and the boat itself has a 3-gallon tank, and I brought an extra 5-gallon can with me, so I'm not concerned about running low. I haven't seen anybody else out. There was a couple people on the Roanoke, but I haven't seen anyone on this river. And part of that could be because it's Monday and it's early in the season, but it's just how I like it. No one around, and it's nice and quiet. Couldn't really ask for more. So I got to the island, and I slowed down, started circling it. There's a couple guys fishing over there, but I think I found the platforms. There's a couple groups of them on this island. Holladay Island is what it's called. So I hope this is the one, because it's super easy to get to. I don't have to worry about the buskios or anything like that as much as I would if I had to go in a little further. So let's check it out. I think this is it. So this actually isn't the platform that I reserved, which is a good thing, because not only do I feel like I'm gonna fall through this one, there's no trees around the platform to hang my hammock from, but I know that there's two standalone platforms, this I guess is one of them, that are closed right now, probably because of the condition of the wood. It's too bad because it was super easy to get to. I'm a little concerned of running the boat too far back. I don't want to hit the engine off of cypress knees. So I guess we'll continue circling the island and hopefully we'll have the same kind of luck, but with the other platforms, the correct platforms. Found another set of platforms. This was definitely a group camp, but obviously it is not the one. You can see a storm really came through here. These things are actually pretty cool. And you could sleep a lot of people here. Probably at least 4 people on each of them. And then they have, this one and the last one have these little privacy things where you can take a portable toilet in there. So all right, on to the next one. Beautiful spot though, check this out. So I'm like really creeping around the island. I came in a little closer and I have the motor as high as it can go while still getting cooling water to it. The last 2 sites that I checked out didn't have any signage, and I've not seen any signage, but maybe they didn't have signs because they're shut down. I don't know. The last time when I was out on the Chowan River, there was a sign. It wasn't very obvious, but there was a little sign on a tree. I'm not seeing anything at the other sites. But I'll continue to putt around the island one more time, and fingers crossed that we find it. Oh boy. So I was kind of getting to that point where I really had to pull the trigger on a decision whether I was gonna hightail it back to the car or stay at one of these, platforms of ill repair. So, it's a 2-hour drive out here for me, so I decided to stick around. And I came back to the group camping area because I figured I would have more options of places to hang my hammock. Finding these places is really difficult. Like, you pull up, you could be 30 feet away from it and not notice it. So they have a map, a very, very basic map that isn't terribly helpful, but it gives you a real general idea where things are. And well, I'm staying at the group camp, so I did find a couple trees to hang my hammock from. It's not supposed to rain, so I'm not going to do a tarp. But the great news is that there's plenty of downed wood on these platforms, so finding camp or firewood is not going to be an issue. And you'll see how I'm able to have a fire when camping like this. I had it in another video. It's like a little small fire pit, so I'll be able to grill my dinner and extinguish the fire without damaging the walkways and platforms. So I guess I probably ought to start getting to work. This is that fire pit grill I was talking about. I've used it once before at the beach. It was just way too hot to have a campfire, but it's really perfect for situations like this. And that's why I have a kind of a weird piece of kit like this. It's made by UGO Gear. It's a company that makes Grilly Put Quattro, which is kind of a I don't want to say common, but I've seen the Grilly Put Quattro used by several YouTubers. I've never seen this. I don't like the Grilly Put Quattro myself. It's too time consuming to put together and my hands get all dirty. But this comes with the grate, the handle for the grate, and the actual fire pit itself. Just opens up like this, across the legs, and it pops open. So I brought a steak as usual, a potato, and some asparagus. So pretty much my typical camping meal. But because I'm cooking on this, I'll probably steam or like parboil the potatoes and then boil the asparagus. Finish the potatoes on the grill after I cook my steak. Something like that. I'll figure it out. It's not the most beautiful presentation, but I'll tell you what, it's not bad for a meal cooked on a dilapidated boat dock. I'm gonna go ahead and enjoy this and enjoy the sunset, and I'll catch up with you guys in a bit.
I can't tell you how happy I am to be sleeping in a hammock again. It's been over a year since I've slept outside in a hammock. It's a perfect temperature out. I'm actually kind of looking forward to it cooling off a little bit more. The only thing I kind of got going on right now is that I'm surrounded by beavers. Very active beavers. I don't know if you can hear them splashing around. But it's not something I'm familiar with. I've not really had much exposure to beavers. I always thought they were a little standoffish. But these ones are swimming pretty close. I have everything hung up on a line except for a couple heavier things, but they're in sealed bags, so if they do get dragged in the water for whatever reason, they'll float. But hopefully it won't come to that. But we'll see. It's all part of staying outside. So, anyways, I hope you guys are having a nice night, and I'll catch you in the morning. Good morning. I've been up for a while, a couple hours actually, just laying around watching some stuff on the phone, trying to just wait for the sun to come out and warm up a little bit. I didn't bring too many warm clothes, but I woke up in the middle of the night and got out of the hammock and dropped my pillow in the water, and I knew that was something I should keep an eye on, but alas, I dropped it anyways. So I got this from my from the camp chair, stuffed with whatever little clothes I did bring. So I reckon it's time to get moving. I got this thing from War Bonnet, this phone holder. It hangs off the ridge line. It's great. It's nice to have the phone. I mean, for one, you can watch movies and stuff. I don't watch too much stuff when I'm out here. I try to get away from that, but it's nice to have the phone in its own designated spot. I can run a charger to it, because these hammocks, they have shelves on the side, but you can't really see in them, and stuff gets kind of piled up. And I put the camera in there, and I don't want anything to like scratch the lens or the screen. So anyways, cool little piece of kit. But craving some coffee, so I'm gonna put some clothes on and brew up a cup of coffee. So the water level dropped a whole lot last night. I was expecting that. We're not very far from the ocean, but I'm kind of shocked at how much the water dropped. High tide is in about 2 hours, so I don't think the boat is beached, but with all these cypress knees, I'd like as much clearance as possible. So I think for once, I'm gonna kill some time and make some breakfast. So this is a pretty messy breakfast to make. I'm gonna have bannock. It's a fried bread and honey, but it's really messy to make because you have to mix the water in with your flour and baking powder, but it's well worth it. The key that I've found, if you haven't made bannock or you're interested, I'll put the ingredients up, but to use a fair amount of oil in your cast iron, you want it to be like half half the depth of your cast iron pan, which is why having a small one like this is perfect. So you just mix this up, mix some water in with the flour, heat your oil, drop it in, flip it over, and then eat it. Mighty good. Fresh bread, hot coffee. Doesn't get much better than that. So I think I'm gonna take my time getting packed up and wait to see the effect the tide has here. But I'm in no particular hurry. It's pretty perfect out here. Got the boat all loaded up. The water is still pretty low compared to where it was yesterday when I got here. You can see on the tree it's probably a 6 or 8 inch difference, but I'm gonna give it a go anyways. I brought my paddle, my 2-piece paddle, for this reason. So I think what I'm gonna try to do is, after putting gas in the tank, I will try to go out this little path right there and keep my fingers crossed. Should be okay. The water looks a good bit rougher than it did yesterday. I see some white caps out there and some swells, but we'll just hightail it and whatever we have to do to get back safely. I have plenty of extra gas, so you know, if we need to refuel, then we can, but there's plenty. I just filled the tank, so I have about 2 gallons extra. So I guess it's just time to put the engine in the water and motor on. I've been at it for about an hour now. I'm just making it to the kind of where the Chowan River ends and the Sound starts. So we might get into some bigger water. The swells are probably, you know, about 2 feet. And I had some fun with them. You know, I'd give it some gas and caught air a couple times. At no point have I been concerned about my safety. I should have a life jacket on. I didn't bring one, but aside from that, no matter how rough the water got, I never felt concerned about the integrity of the hull of this boat, and that's a really nice insurance to have. You know, I know that these things can pretty much fill up with water and still stay afloat, so that's a really nice feeling. But it's I'm a little interested to see what it's like on the other side of this bridge here. I've gone through not even half my gas, so
going slower. I mean, I've spent more time going through the water than I have on top of it. I haven't really, I mean, in water like this, you can't really hit a plane. But it's a lot of fun, a whole lot of fun. So, I guess we'll see what the sound has. So, we're looking at 3-foot swells. I've been playing around with the trim on the motor, trying to figure out the smoothest ride. But, I mean, I'm not uncomfortable, nor do I feel like the boat or motor can't handle this, so I'm just enjoying it. But, it's something. I wouldn't be out here on any other boat this size. Larger boats obviously can handle it, but yeah. All right, I'm about 500 yards from the bridge where the boat ramp is. So this was a really great trip. I'm super happy with the boat. It really reminded me what I truly was looking for in a boat when I thought of getting a Whaly. It's not the prettiest thing. It's not the most comfortable or luxurious thing, but I have a lot of faith in this boat, and I'm going to make some alterations that make it a little bit more comfortable and give me some more amenities. So anyways, I'm starting to go backwards. Thanks guys for watching. Certainly if you've made it this far, I hope you're enjoying the content, and I'll catch you guys on the next one.